Welcome to Building Families, and I'm your host, Lesego. Today we're going to be talking about violence in relationships. We're going to be talking about gender-based violence, and I'm not doing it alone. I'm with Dr. Sweriki. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Very, very much correct.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Building Families, Dr. Sweriki.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you how old you are before we start?
I'm 30 years old.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're a doctor.
Yes.
Can I give you your flowers?
Yeah.
Yes.
While we are still breathing.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a doctor, but doctorate in divinity. That is more or less the elder brother to theology. That's what I studied. I didn't only just study doctorate in theology. I'm also currently studying another bachelor's degree in theology and also studying psychosocial counseling.
Wow.
I did occupational health and safety, business management, human resource.
Hela.
It's quite a lot. I believe that as an
Yeah.
individual, you need to gather as much knowledge as you can, because I believe knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to study theology? What was the reason behind that?
Number one, it was never my intention to want to study theology, but as it's a norm and it's well known, most of us, when you grow up, you end up reaching a certain level and an age where you discover that you are called by God. So there was a time around 2010, that's when I started discovering my calling as an apostle of God. I've been in church learning here and there, but I believe in knowledge and education. That's when I started pursuing the bachelor's in theology, so that as much as I am called and is spiritually inspired, I also need to learn more. Emma.
I can hear the voice. Praise and worship.
We try. Yes. I believe in the scripture that I can do 100%. All things.
It's important to stay crafted in Christ.
Yes.
100%. We're here to talk about violence in relationships.
Yes.
We're here to talk about gender-based violence. Before we really get into our conversation, I just want your overview. Gender-based violence e diragala mo Botswana. Wena o le moruti e bile o le Dr. Sweriki. O e bona ka tsela e ntseng jang?
It's quite a threatening and a very sad situation that we have in our country. And most of the time, I always hear people saying gender-based violence. I say I don't like the word, because when you look at how we also define it, you realize it's like it's one-sided. So it's one-sided. Most of the time we look at GBV and it's all about man is the perpetrator, man is the perpetrator.
Yeah, 100%.
Yet there are also instances where we see men also as victims of violence in relationships. And as much as we have a problem such as GBV, I'll just use it for now. As much as we have it as a problem as a country, we need to go back to our roots and rediscover where did we really go wrong. Especially in terms of building our children, because I personally believe I don't wake up and I say I'm just going to slap Miss Bile. I can't do that. There should be something in me that fuels me and motivates me enough to be able to take such an action. I don't want to believe that anybody was born violent. I don't want to believe that. I believe the reason why we have crises such as GBV is because we went wrong somewhere, somehow. Because some of us and the people that we see as abusers, most of them, you realize some of them, they suffered childhood traumas. Some of them, they've been in abusive relationships before. Some of them, they also have mental issues that they don't know how
100%.
to deal with. So we realize we are only trying to solve GBV and we are neglecting what could be the root cause that led these people to find themselves in a situation such as this one. So that's where we have a problem. And that's why we can be able to solve it, because we are not dealing with the roots, we are dealing with the branches.
Yeah, we're just seeing it as, the problem is the problem, but the problem without the solution, the problem without understanding the causes. Why is this person like this? Like you're saying, what kind of trauma did they see? Is it a mental disorder? All of that.
Yeah.
That is totally impressive. I like the way you think.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. So you have a book that's called The Problem in the Promise. What motivated you? Why The Problem in the Promise? I'm really intrigued with the book title.
Being a pastor, most of my books, they are scripture inspired, but also being a mental health activist, normally when I do my writing, I don't write from the biblical perspective. I will take it like in the Bible, there is a record about the children of Israel when they were leaving the place of slavery.
Yeah.
And they were promised there is Canaan somewhere, the land that is flowing with milk and honey. And they were like, ooh, we are looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But along the way, they were never told about the 40 years in the wilderness. They were never told about the giants that they have to defeat before they
get there.
They get there.
Yeah.
Just as we bring it to our day-to-day lives today, Problem in the Promise book is all about relationships. When we meet today, it's all about, I see the Canaan where we are going. I see us as a married couple. I see us living a double story.
White picket fence.
Yeah.
Cars,
So there is a promise, and we can all see it at the beginning of the relationship, but nobody ever sat down and told us about the problems we will encounter or face before we reach the promise. So in this book, there are a few things that I highlight as the red flags that become a build-up before violence or the real physical violence can be able to manifest in a relationship. You realize in the stories, the story of Laone and Pitbull. The guy, I call him Pitbull from the narrative Men Are Dogs, you know. So I had to pick the dog that will suit the caliber of the man as the perpetrator. So you realize when they started the relationship, it was all promising. They saw a bright future together. But little did they know that the very same cell phone that they made together, that they used to chat overnight with, is the very same thing that they are going to start fighting over. Because tomorrow is like, who texted you? Why are you talking to this person?
Why is this message coming in at 12?
And at the beginning, you'll be like, no, this guy really cares about me. He really loves me. Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that is a sign. This person is trying to show you that there is a void in me. And
that needs to be filled. Let's go for a quick break, and we're going to tap into all of this.
Yes.
Guys, you are watching Building Families. We'll be right back. Guys, welcome back from our break, and I'm not doing this alone. I'm with Dr. Sweriki, a doctor, a Murutikaha, and we're really having a great conversation that I feel like it's going to raise awareness. Yeah, so you were still saying?
Yes, I was like, one of the first things that I hint in the book is all about the cell phone.
The cell phone, yes, we're talking about the cell phone.
At the beginning, it was all promising, it was all nice when, you know, we could share our phones, but it's the very same thing that most couples today, the first fight that couples always encounter is over the cell phone.
You are so right.
And
that is the main thing. Yeah.
And most of the time, we don't realize I'll be refusing with my phone because there is an insecurity. I feel like it's mine. There is a part of me that I can't expose to you because I'm still not sure about where we are going. And that is
wait, do you really think it's about we're not sure where we are going? Kana, it's a thing that it's mine. I bought it with my own money. I'm entitled to my own privacy. Bit by bit.
Bit by bit. I'll try to hint this way. For me to say it's mine, I bought it with my own money. It's when somebody enters a zone of self-defense. And you realize they are defending something that they don't want to expose you to. Because it shows in the phone, there is a certain level or a character that they have never revealed to you.
Oh my goodness.
That's why most of the time you get into their text, you realize this person can be nasty in the way they chat with other people.
Or this person can be sexual. But it's something that they don't do with you.
They don't do with you.
Why is this, Doc?
Because initially you realize this person hasn't attained a certain level of trust in you for them to be able to expose that to you. That's why even marriages fail, because someone will be like, hey, this person, but immediately I discovered somebody different.
Why is it that case? I'm going to keep asking. I really like how you think. So you're making me ask you question after question.
Yes.
Why is it that when people meet, they are unable? I'm asking a question from what I've heard you saying.
Yes.
Why are people not able to be themselves? Like personally, I'm loud, I'm bubbly, I consider myself different, I've got my own energy and vibe. So why can I not meet Dr. Sweriki and I can just be Lesego? What's the problem with that?
There is a Swahili proverb that really inspires me. It says Simba ekukasa inyama hula nasi, which means when the lion doesn't find meat, it eats grass. And the reason why we can be ourselves is because we are like this lion. From the very onset, we were never fed the necessary meat that help us to discover who we are. We are going back to how we were raised as kids. So you realize, as a man, I was never modeled enough to know who I am and how I'm supposed to carry myself as a man. You realize, responsibility. That's when you are taught this is how you can be a man. So all along, how will I be myself, the very same self that I was never taught to discover from the very onset?
So is it like an identity crisis thing?
It's identity crisis.
Yeah, not being able to know who you are or be comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
So why are you not able to communicate and or say to mom or dad, I don't know who I am. Can you?
I still go back there.
Yeah.
Simba ekukasa inyama.
Yeah.
Secondly, you realize how our parents raised us. As a child, you can never be open enough to talk certain things with your parents. It's only in our today's modern day parenting where we are trying to, build relationship with our kids. That's why even marriages are in crisis. I've never seen my parents kiss in my presence.
Or hold hands.
You realize?
So basically, you've never seen them being affectionate.
You've never seen them being affectionate. So when I come and start dating you and you'll be like, Sweriki, I want you to be holding my hand in the mall. To me, it's frightening. You understand? Yeah. I've never seen that happen.
I've never seen mine either.
Because you feel like you are disrespecting people.
And with mine, I usually test them sometimes. Let's say we're having dinner or something, or we're just sitting around the table. I'll usually try and make them be affectionate. I'll say, oh, why don't you kiss your wife on the cheek? Mama waring. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then you do see the love that they have for each other because they've been together for 41 years now.
Yes.
So there's definitely love there.
Yes.
But they're not able to be affectionate.
Yes.
Not even on birthdays.
Yes.
I don't get it.
Yes. And that on its own, it's affecting us. Because for me to reach a point where I can respond violently, whether emotionally or physically, this is where we need to retrace our steps. Number one, I believe a person is formed by their past. Their past influences who they are today. And who they are today influences what they will become tomorrow. So you realize most of us, we are caught up in the childhood traumas, lack of parenting skills, that we were never taught responsibility. So you realize I come and I start dating you, you are expecting me to be a man, and I was never taught to be a man.
Or you're expecting me to be a woman, and I've never really been given that full training.
That's why most women, they will dump men and say, he's too childish. How can I not be childish? Because all along I've been a child. I've never been taught responsibility.
Yeah.
I've never been taught to be a man, this is what you do. Even most of us, we go there to the kettle post, the old man will be telling you, Udi tateleka 5. You are not even taught the importance of rearing those things. So
you're just told to do, but not given the reason why it's important to do that.
So you realize that there is that gap that I have as an individual. And that gap on its own creates certain levels of insecurities in me. That's why I will have a woman who is working and earning higher income than me. I will retaliate as a man. Because it intimidates me that my woman is earning more than me.
And then when it starts intimidating you as a man, you don't talk to a friend, a pastor, or anybody else. Now you start breaking that woman.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think back I like connecting with people that I'm having a discussion with, because I found that most of my relationships didn't work because I'm loud and ambitious, and then you're going to date somebody who doesn't have the same IQ as you. So that's when the emotional abuse starts coming in. They start breaking your confidence. They start making you feel like you're not good enough and all of that. All right, let's go for a quick break and we'll continue. Guys, thank you. We're having such an interesting conversation with Dr. Sweriki. We'll be right back. guys, welcome back from our break, and you are watching Building Families with Lesego, and my guest and I, Dr. Sweriki. We're just trying to break down why there's so much, why we're talking about GBV and violence in relationships. Yo, I wish you could go all over Botswana and just educate people, because when I listen to you speak, you are very articulate, and you join in the pieces. You kind of, you do your research and you want to understand why people behave the way that they do.
Yes.
Yes. 150%. Yeah. So let's continue our conversation, Dr. Sweriki.
Yes.
So as I was saying before I went on the break, you'll be meeting a woman who's powerful, maybe makes more money, or who's ambitious, who's like this, who's highly driven, and I'm going to meet somebody who doesn't have the same IQ as mine, and they start chipping and breaking, and this is where the emotional abuse starts coming, and the physical abuse and all of that. Yeah, what's your take on that?
My take on that is, if we are to solve these problems, let's go back to our roots and see how best we can build proper men. If you can realize today, we are still repeating the same circle.
100%.
If you go to schools and you look at organizations doing donations, it's sanitary pads. What are we saying to the boy child? Your needs don't matter. Your emotions don't matter. You got nobody who cares about you. And we are still rebuilding the very same generation that are going to be intimidated by women. So my take is that as a country, if we are to solve this, let us take care of the boy child. It's okay, we can empower women. I'm not saying it's wrong to do women empowerment. But if truly men are the problem, let's not run away from the problem. Let's face the problem.
Oh my God, what she said is so profound. Like, we're going around giving sanitary pads to the girl child, but what are we giving to the boy child?
Nothing.
So imagine how go skolong bana ba basetsana ba bidiwa gote ba go emela ka go ba tlo go hiwa di sanitary pads jalo. You know, ba takisiwa go ba hiwa di yoga kana whatever event they go skolong, and then the boy child is there in class.
Yeah.
You know, and this is where it starts, because they're going to be in a classroom. They're going to, they're not impressed about what is going on. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is so eye-opening.
That's why you see, even when we do our activations, it's all about the girl child.
Yes.
And we are leaving behind the boy child. And the boy child is remaining like a lion without meat. He will settle for a compromised version of himself.
Oh, that's the only thing that they know. That's the only thing, because obviously there would be that build up, and it starts from school, like you're saying, as a boy child, is a teenager. So that resentment towards women is going to come there naturally until they get into varsity, and then they grow up. And the only thing that they understand is now retaliating by being emotionally abusive or by physically abusive.
Because they are trying to outpour the anger that has been building up,
and
they're
trying to show their presence. So I think the perception is, let me be loud, and that's where they start feeling like, okay, now I'm a man. How do we stop this? How do we break this generational thing that is going on?
To break it, we need to retrace our roots. Like I'm saying, let us go back and emphasize on empowering the boy child. Because the boy child, he's just idling out there. It's a responsibility. I will give an example. I'm an orphan, you know, and being an orphan, I grew up with a void. I've never experienced parental love. So me coming to meet my wife, she has expectations that I need to be able to give that love. But how do I give love that I never received from the very onset? I have a little girl right now. Expectation is that I need to be a father to her. But who has been a father to me? How do I know being a father? You realize, even as a man, there is nobody that I can look up to who can be an inspiration or be able to teach me, no, Sweriki, this is how you do this thing. Let us come back as a society. Let us reinvest in the boy child and build our men to be better people for tomorrow. Then number two, I'm a strong believer in the message of kindness. Let us teach people the principle and attribute of kindness. Most of the violences we see today is because people don't know how to be kind to one another. We are not kind with our words. We are not kind with our actions.
We lack empathy. Relationship even hella in corporate places, in private companies, have you ever seen the hostility that people give to one another? Motho mongwe ha tshabe go senyetsa motho mongwe tiro. Ha tshabe go a go nna a repotile motho kana a senyetsa motho tiro. And you'd think gore how bereka mo environment-eng e leng gore you are trying to take each other down ka do tse di tsisanyana. How are you saying Lesego now should be able to provide for her family and parent? So like you're saying, it's lack of empathy hella as individuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to retrace our steps.
100%. Dr. Sweriki.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. It's very profound. But we're here now. So is there hope?
There is hope.
Maybe there's hope between Dr. Sweriki and Lesego and my team that is
Yes,
here.
there is.
But is there really hope out there? Like realistically speaking, is there hope?
Realistically speaking, I would say there is no hope. But as a man of faith, I believe there is still hope. What we need is that people such as us and Lesego, who have all the necessary resources to get the message out there, if we can all come together, collaborate, and be able to do something about the crisis that we have, there can be hope.
We're going back. Yes, I'm a woman of God as well.
Yes.
But we're kind of going back to saying if Lesego a kgona go bereka le Dr. Sweriki be re tsaya le o mongwe be re tsaya le o mongwe ra go tsa 𝐁𝐔𝐈𝐋𝐃𝐈𝐍𝐆 activists. Mathata a rona re le Batswana ya ka re bua. We lack empathy.
Yes.
So re na le go ikgakgaopela dilo. Ha re dumele mo goreng re dire things together. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You know, we were going to have an idea to do something, and we're going to say, okay, let's engage this one, let's engage this one, let's engage this one. But like I'm saying, Batswana, we lack empathy. So I think we should start by having some self-introspection. Yeah, because we are very good with pointing out and being judgmental, but we're not good at doing some introspection.
Yes. Very true.
100%.
I would stand to agree with you on that one. I'll give an example with myself. I have an organization that is already registered. It's all about raising awareness on mental health. For me to be able to do what I'll be doing, especially from next year, about the boy-child movement and the kindness initiative, guess what?
What?
Sponsors had to come all the way from South Africa. I've knocked every door in Botswana.
And I believe you.
Help me here.
The way you're proactive, I believe you.
I've been to the ministry. Even this book, it's my way of saying I can take the message out there. But now, they are not there to support such initiatives. Because we are not seeing the crisis for what the crisis is really for.
Yeah, we don't have enough time. Actually, we have to wrap up. But I want to just add on to what you're saying. Okay, I'm going to take a typical example. You know, I noticed that on my page, you'll be posting some gender-based violence, especially that movement that goes South Africa, and people are asked to be put in that like this purple profile and everything for the young lady that was abused, go Wits University out. But how a poster some gender-based violence? Well, 3 likes. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
But listen was such a controversial, it's a buanka, hey, Mosadi has a mamma, let's kiloma, banejana, everything that is controversial. People entertain that. So seriously, as a society, we have a problem. Right, so kiko po rotsa re buka ga go haola la Batswana we be helana re go support re go rotloetsa. You can look towards that camera. O ba bolella gore buka ke ga ba e batla ba ka e bona kae, where can they reach you? Ke dumela gore modimo le ena o re reditse gore aka o bone batho ba go South Africa yana re ska ra tlhoboga Botswana go gongwe hale ke aka re le ka re dira yana erra.
All right, thank you so much. But speaking to Motswana ko gae, here is my second book. It's called The Problem and the Promise, Unearthing Gender-Based Violence in Relationships. As for now, the book can only be got from me by contacting my number, that is 71203-894, 71203-894. The book is only going for 200 pula as of now. Yes.
Facebook ba go bona kae right so?
Facebook ke bitso hela go the Apostle Dr. Sweriki. That's the only profile that you can find me for now. Only on Facebook.
100%. Kereke o tsena kae kereke?
Kereke ke tsena go go Celestial Family Church. It's in Tlokweni, the second yard after Boitekanelo.
Ke rela gore re ha gona le mongwe o lebileng o eleng gore o fila gore maybe o ka ba mentor kana o ka ba gagola e ba itse gore ba ka go bona kae. Thank you so much. It's such an honor, okay? Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching Building Families. Today I'm excited. I'm over the moon with my guests. We really had a great eye-opening conversation. We'll see you again same time.